I've got all the pictures, and the blog post is. We're not tripping over each other.
Okay, I think we're live.
Thing
We're going to
we
do
can
new
start
product. And good morning, friends. Look who's here. It's always a great day when Janet is here because Janet has amazing, amazing projects to share with us. Janet, give us a sneak peek of what you're going to be showing us today.
We are going to do a card portfolio.
Look at that. Look at
Dawn,
the colors. Woo.
It's bigger than, it's like a super size.
Super size. We like super size.
And it holds, get ready, 8 cards and
my
8
gosh.
envelopes. So it holds a lot of cards.
That is awesome. The colors, it's just so rich and yummy. I love it.
It's a fun project.
Awesome. Well, we are memory bound in Iowa. It's Dawn on the camera. We have Kelly over here.
Howdy.
And Janet is doing the demo today.
And we love Janet. Everybody loves Janet.
Yes,
it's true.
But before we get to the demo today, we have some really fun, fun new products that came in. And so, well, okay.
Start?
Good morning, Mary, Beth, Vicki, Nona, Jan. Good morning,
I didn't know you
everybody.
had a sample of this.
Yes, I brought that out because I saw we got our card bases.
All right, well, let's start with Photo Play, Dawn, because we love Photo Play, and Joey and Jody and everybody there, and Jolene. I think you have to have a Joe in your name to work there. But they have this new pop-up cards. If you've ever wanted to make a pop-up card, but the mechanics kind of like, I want to make one, but the mechanics. We have the A2 and the number 6, and they're $4.99, and you're going to have enough to make 6 cards in each one, and it's all done for you. The little pop-up pieces there, and look at Dawn has a sample with this cute little gnome.
This is the A6 size,
and look at that. It's right there. So you get this little piece, the little pop-up box I call it, and you just stick it right in there, and you've got kind of a fun. I always like to send cards that have a surprise, and I think that's a surprise.
You are good at surprises. You always put a little
I like
something
a
on the
surprise.
inside.
And Dawn, I also wanted to mention the number 6 envelopes. They're $2.99 for 10, and they are the perfect size for the number 6 pop-up cards. And if you find this online under card making, you'll see this is right with it. And then the other one is your normal A2 size. Okay.
And we do sell those also individually for 25 cents, or you can buy them in packs. And you'll find that under card making also.
Now, I was excited about this. This is their calendar. And you don't see this everywhere because this calendar actually has all the dates for 2022. So it's all filled out, the dates for every month.
Saves you a lot of work.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to have stickers. You don't have to handwrite it if you hate your handwriting. It's got every month. And look, it's even got 2023 on the back.
Neat.
And what else is cool about this, Dawn, is it's 10 by 10. You know, there are 12 by 12 calendars, and there's 8.5 by 11, but the 10 by 10 is a nice size. You know, if you're giving it to grandma, it's not going to take up her entire living room wall, which maybe she wants it to. I don't know.
Well, what's really nice is they want you, or what you can do is decorate that.
And here's some samples.
Give that as a gift, and then they can take it apart and slip them in an album, and it becomes another gift. So it's really it's a
great Christmas gift that gives all year long, because our kids both do calendars with our grandkids. So each month it's exciting to turn the page. Even though I saw it back in December, it's exciting to turn the page and see what's next.
And Mary, the A6 is standard postage, yes.
Okay, this is big, Dawn.
It's huge.
This is huge. This is the A Year with My Nomies paper pack. And I opened it so we could see it. You're going to get 24 sheets of paper and 3 sticker sheets plus an idea sheet.
For all the months.
So I'm going to show the sticker sheets first, I think.
These are just great ideas, even if you're doing just regular scrapbook pages. They're really fun ideas.
Now this only comes in a pack. So you get 3 sticker sheets.
So for all the months.
So if you wanted to make an album for next year or this year or 10 years ago.
Gosh, I want to give this to my daughters.
Look at all the gnomes.
To put together for me.
For you?
Yeah, for me. Put your kids' pictures in this and make me a calendar.
There you go.
Oh my gosh,
So,
that's
and
so
then
fun.
we'll go through the papers because they're just too cute. Everybody loves the gnomes.
Look
and-
at the gnome making a snow angel. Oh my gosh.
And then it's got a pattern. They're all two-sided. So it's got one with cut-aparts and then it's got one with an overall pattern. But look on the back.
Oh.
So you could make your own little calendar, little planner book or something.
6x6. Oh, these pages are amazing. I haven't seen these. Have you looked through these yet?
No, it's a first
We're
for all
seeing
of
them
us.
for the first time.
And there's our little
Fun.
Valentine gnomes. You know, the gnomes just keep on going. They're kind of like the Ever Ready Bunny.
Well, they're cute.
They are super cute. I like the colors on this one a lot.
Get your Irish on. Oh my god.
There's a plaid for Dawn.
Oh, yes. Good morning,
There's
Becca.
your overall pattern, and there's your quadrants.
Oh my gosh.
And you got your bunny gnome.
Oh my goodness. This is so cute.
If you wanted to make an album for next year, I think this would be a great way to get all your pages made, and all you have to do is add
All
your
right, go back.
photos and your memories. Which
Go,
one?
look at the gnomes carrying the carrots. Adorable.
Year of cards too.
Oh, Janet just suggested a year of cards.
Janet.
Every month.
Now,
I just committed myself to.
I think you did. I think you did. Look, watch for Janet's year of card kit coming.
they wanted to make sure at Photoplay that you knew this isn't just for the calendar. This could be for layouts. It could be for a mixed media project. It could be for home
Oh
decor.
my gosh! Show Janet that plaid. Look at that plaid.
It could be-
Look at that. You are a rad dad. Super dad. Best dad ever.
There's
Oh
the
my
gnomes driving in their cars.
Wow.
So I thought that was interesting. Even if you had like
How much-
maybe a bulletin board.
How
or
much is the paper pack?
It's $32.99
Okay.
for 24 sheets of paper and 3 sticker sheets. 3 12 by
Wow.
12 stickers.
Wow.
There's our barbecue gnomes, Dawn.
Janet, you could probably get more than 2 dozen cards
Oh my
out of
goodness, I'm
this.
looking at that and thinking we could do several.
You
Janet's
could
mind is
yeah,
going.
you could do 6 cards per month. Wow, that would give somebody an entire stash for a year,
For 6 years.
for 6 years. Gosh, oh my goodness! Look at the gnome with the watermelon and the popsicles.
I just wanted to show all of these because I think you can't really
Whoa.
see them online what all you're getting.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna be Kelly
Dawn's
today. I'm gonna get this.
Dawn wants this. There's your little school gnomes.
And I really think I want to give this to my daughters to put together for me for a calendar.
How nice
'cause
of you.
I know, isn't that nice of me?
Yeah,
Here, I'm giving you some work.
that's really cute too.
Gosh.
But you know, I love Halloween.
Deb says a card kit sounds like something she would like. I think you need to do that, Janet. Wow. I can't imagine how many cards you would make from this.
I'm thinking quite a few.
Janet's over there very quiet, and her mind
Yeah,
is
she's over here and she's seeing it all. And oh my
That's
goodness!
really beautiful.
Look at the colors of
Yeah.
that one. Woo!
Okay, my arm's getting tired, but we're on November now, so we're getting close.
That's gosh, Janet, and then all those cut aparts on the back for your card fronts. Yeah.
And a matching tag for every month too.
Oh my gosh.
Fun.
There's our
Janet's
Christmas.
wheels are turning.
Those are turning.
I think we're gonna
I
have
think
a
this
really
is
fun
fun.
card kit from this collection pack. Oh my gosh.
And there's the quadrants. So that
many
is a year with my
possibilities. You're right,
Nomies.
Kristen.
And this is online, and if you like this, you might want to pick up the solids. And there's 12 papers in here for $11.99. And I didn't open this one, Dawn, because I think you can see the colors. They cover about everything,
Yes.
which it might be good even if you're not doing the year with my Nomies, because you're getting a pretty good realm of solids.
Exactly.
And they're all
Exactly.
two-sided.
And there's how many colors?
12.
12
12 for
colors.
$11.99. The other year with my Nomies was $32.99 for 24 papers and 3 12 by 12 sticker sheets. I did my research this morning. Can you tell, Dawn?
Nice. Good job, Kelly.
Oh, okay. Now this collection I happen to love also. This is called Grease Monkey. And I love this because number one, my son has an old Mustang that he has kind of worked on and loves. And the second reason is that my dad was a car mechanic. So this is called Grease Monkey, and here's the sticker sheet. And there's a Mustang right there, so it's perfect. I think I need to do something kind of fun with this.
And a good motorcycle.
Trophies, checkered flags. So it's kind of our masculine. Here's some cut-aparts. Look at that beard growth chart.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have a use for that one, but I know a lot of people do. And then you've got kind of that fence looking in the back. This one's called Rebel. So don't you love the name of that? And this one's called One Fast Dude.
Fun.
And
So for
then
those looking for manly paper, and
Lightning.
this is a great one.
Reminds me of Grease Lightning. Love that movie. This is Passing Lane.
Oh,
Whoa, that
that-
kind
yeah,
of strikes you when you
it
turn it,
does.
doesn't it? Janet saw that one first. This is Legend with the tire tracks. You could use that for a lot of things.
cool.
And then this one's called Zoom.
That's a good black. Wow, those are good.
Those are neat
good-
together. I love the black and the brown together.
Yeah.
Okay, and this one is the dyes paper. So I just want to remind everybody
And look at the darts. The dart game. Everybody likes to play darts.
they do. So this paper, I'll stick it like here, Dawn, so we can refer to it. So the stamp set has got the gas pump and the dart, the same things you see on the paper you see on the stamp. So then there is the coordinating die, which also cuts the paper out. So if you purchase the die, you should just pick up a couple sheets of paper because you can die cut all of these images.
and it's all
And it's
colored
all
for you.
colored for you. The stamp's $13.99 and the die's $14.99 from Grease Monkey. And then I saved the ephemera for last for some reason. But here's the ephemera, and I'll flip it around so you can kind of see all the pieces inside. And this is Grease Monkey, Photoplay Grease Monkey. It's online under New and Photoplay Grease Monkey, and Collections and Photoplay Grease Monkey.
And we did get the collection packs.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
They're
If
here.
you're like me and you're just going to have it all, you just want to get one of these. And it's got the sticker and all the papers.
Very good.
Love the colors.
Okay, we need to go back to this line now, and let me try to find everybody's
Find the
questions. Do they make printed paper packs that complement the gnome kit? Not printed, but the solids they do. And I am thinking that the grid paper that came out with their Christmas line has all of these same colors to coordinate.
I can go grab
So
that real
Kelly
quick,
will go
Dawn.
grab those. Janet, yeah, Beth, we're all slobbering over this paper line. Absolutely. Okay, Kristen recommends you need to create a 2-page layout to go with the cards for each month. So wouldn't
No
that be
pressure,
fun?
Janet.
Yeah, see,
This
I
is
think
probably
those
good.
colors
That's a good idea, Dawn.
look great. So here's the grid printed paper.
This is
from,
Tula and Norbert's Christmas Party.
and yeah, I think the colors.
And that's 6 sheets for $5.99. So that, if you look at it right there, Dawn.
okay.
That was a good thought to combine that.
So if you want printed papers, there you go. Okay, and let me get back to all the
Got more questions?
Let's see here. How much is the calendar? The calendar kit again was
$32.99 for the papers. The calendar actually surprised me. It's $11.99, and it is a heavy, a really nice weight, a heavier, maybe a little heavier than normal cardstock. So
Oh yeah.
it's
Definitely.
really nice. And like we said, it's pre-printed with all of the dates.
That's nice.
And I don't know that they're going to do that again. You know, it's risky, everybody.
It is.
When you put something out that's dated, that is a risk
Yep.
for photoplay.
But they took the risk, and it's all
And
done
I love
for
it.
you.
I prefer it that way myself. We used to print those, remember, Dawn?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Okay, I think that is all the questions with that.
Okay, we've got one last thing to show, and it's another photoplay item, so it's a perfect day to show it. We had a trade show, a virtual trade show, where we made this album. It was designed by Joey from Photoplay, and it's from the Build-In album, which is, I'll just show it. It's a Build-In album. Katie has used this before, and that comes in your kit, but I'll just kind of show you the album, and then I can show you the kit. So you open it up. It's got a pocket with some inserts. It's got decorated pages. It's got more pockets. It's got pockets up above, and it's got little tucks, and it's all made with that North Pole and Company paper collection of theirs. Now look at this. It's a sticker that we powdered, and so it kind of overhangs a little bit, so you can tuck things in.
That's really cute.
Here's another little tag, and this was different because we rounded the corner on that little piece.
Made little tuck. I
And
love
there's
this.
a little Santa. It's really cute. It's decorated with stickers and papers. And there's the Merry Christmas is from the sticker sheet. Here's another little tucky thing. It's ready for pictures and memories.
Who needs more hours in their day so we can make all
Make
this
all
fun
these
stuff?
I think I need more Christmases, or maybe I need to go back.
I think
and
we've
here's-
had enough Christmases.
I need to go back and print pictures.
print pictures and put them in.
So then it also has pockets in the top of all the pages. I haven't
Yeah,
got
that's
anything in those yet.
awesome.
So this comes in a kit with directions and all the paper and stickers that you need.
full color
It's got a little
instructions.
tuck. It's it's $30.99, and you're going to get the directions. It's got a cutting guide in here, so that's what you would do before you got started. Is just cut all your paper. It shows you which color paper to take and how to cut it, what to cut first. And then what I did was, Dawn, I laid all my pieces out because they're labeled by like page 1, page 2.
Okay.
Laid them out in piles, and then went ahead and assembled it. And what's also in here that I just want to mention before we go,
This album is 6x6. Yes.
yep, it's the Buildin' album that Joey actually designed from Photoplay. She's very proud of it, and I'm proud of her too. So you're going to get your cutting directions. Whoops. So it tells you how to cut each paper, which is really handy. And then you have your directions to put it together. Your album, you put your album together first, and all the directions for that are with the album. Then if you want, you can do add-ons with the accessory pack, and this sheet is in there with the directions if you want to get the accessories pack, and it tells you how to add it to your album. And you, whoops, that's a little upside down. It shows you how to add it into your album. Even after your album is completed, you could go back and add this.
And that's if you have more pictures that you
Yeah,
need to
if you
add.
want to make it bigger,
We've got a lot
you
of
can.
pictures.
You don't need this unless you want to do the accessories, and that is an additional purchase.
Okay, so this kit is called
That is a really good question. It's the
might
the
the-
Photoplay. It's the North Pole and Company interactive album.
Okay, North Pole and Company interactive album. It is 6x6. You're going to find this online under kits
And Christmas kits.
and under Christmas kits. Wonderful.
It's
Very,
a cute little
very
album.
cute.
I like the little tuck thing.
Michelle said she made this album as a family recipe album for her daughter for her wedding. What a
That'd be
fabulous
great. There's lots of
idea.
little tucky places for that. So, all right, I think that's it. I think we're ready for Janet. Janet, thanks for your patience.
And Beth, absolutely. Cornstarch does also work if you don't have like a powder tool. You can use cornstarch. The cutting directions are great for making another album. Well, great, Kristen. That's a great idea. You could use the instructions that come in the kit and make others for other themes and other paper lines. Good idea.
Am I on, Dawn?
I think you're on, Janet. Your light's
Can
lit
you
up.
Can you hear me now?
You're good.
All right. Well, good. Shall we get started?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. Well, I have the project to show everyone. I have a sample that I'm going to put together of the portfolio, and then a sample of the card, and then a couple of other little tidbits I'll share.
Wonderful.
So we've got quite a bit to do.
Okay.
All right. So this is the project. If I could just take a second and share this with everybody. I like to make practical things, I guess. And I always think giving cards is a really practical thing to do because everybody needs cards. And they're always useful. So this is an extra large, supersized card portfolio. And this part folds down. These two pieces fold up, so those hold your cards in place nicely.
Is this like a 5x7 or 6x8 maybe? When it's folded
When
up?
it's done, let's measure it. It's actually 5.5 by 7.5.
Okay.
So I made this extra large. You might, if you look online, you can see some similar kinds of folder type things, but I kind of reconfigured it and made it bigger because I wanted it to be able to accommodate the larger A7 size cards. And every portfolio design that I found online really tends to just fit the smaller cards, but
Okay.
for this set of paper, there are so many elements that really lend themselves nicely to making bigger cards. I wanted this to accommodate the big size. So it's like if you're ordering French fries, you might as well
Super size. That is absolutely my motto, for sure.
Yeah. So the folder itself is made from a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, and I'll show you how to do that. It's super easy. And then inside, I made 8 cards. This holds 8 cards.
Nice.
And 8 lined envelopes.
Wow.
So I made 2 of the 5 by 7 cards, and we'll go through these in more detail. So there's a 5 by 7 card on each side, and then there are 2 A2 cards on each side, and then there's 1 hexagon-shaped card on each
Nice.
side.
How
Plus,
fun.
and then at the back, there's a lined envelope for every card. So really, it holds 16 pieces if you think
Nice.
about it. So it really holds a lot. Now, because of the design of this, the sides are open. So you can see the sides are open. In a lot of folders, you will see the sides are closed, or at least the bottom part is closed. But this one is totally open. So it needs a band to kind of hold everything in place. So it's got an extra wide band that just holds it all nicely.
What a terrific gift this would be.
I think it would be a great gift. And what you could do is then make a set of refill cards to replenish it.
The next year.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
So I've done that before for people, not with this particular design. So as I said, I found some similar card folders online, but I just made this a little bit bigger to accommodate the bigger cards, and then I changed the way the band was made and came up with a simple idea for making this band, which I
Super.
think everybody will like. So, would you like to go through the cards in more detail, or shall we make the portfolio first?
Oh, let's see the cards.
Okay,
Your card designs are amazing.
Let's do it. Okay, so we'll take out one side first. So this card was made with one of the cut-aparts, and as I often do, I cut a little bit off the front edge so that I would be able to add a strip of that pattern paper, and that's always just such an easy thing to do. And this is just one of the 4 by 6 cut-aparts, and then I just added some little doodads to the top, which are basically die-cut pieces.
Just some flowers
Yeah,
and some greenery.
yeah. And this here, I will point out, Dawn, this is a stitched rectangle die, this particular set here. But of course there isn't one that is quite this configuration. So what I did, and this is made from green, I just cut one like this, and then I just cut that in half, put half of it down here, half of it up to the top.
Oh my.
And it looks as if the piece goes the whole direction.
Sure it does.
But really, there's a big old gap in the middle, but no one has to know that. So I think it just is a nice way to kind of finish off the edge.
It
that.
looks awesome.
It's just a fun little extra detail. And you'll see I use this particular set of stitched rectangles throughout. I'm a fan.
This is my favorite things, and it is $30.99, and it's called Stitched Rectangle Stacks.
Yeah, and it's a good one. I use it all the time, and you'll see it make another appearance. And this is another 5 by 7 card. And for this card, I used that wonderful border sheet that Dawn and Kelly had included in the collection kit. So literally all I did is I just cut the borders apart and I stuck them across the card. I added a little bit of green cardstock to the bottom. And then, because I kind of have a hexagon theme, as you'll see, I added a small die cut hexagon at the top. And then this is a die cut word, which I cut a couple of times. I don't know if you can see that, Dawn. It's a little bit thicker than usual.
Mm-hmm.
So stacked that, glued it together, and then just added one of the cut apart pieces.
Oh my gosh.
So
how
super
cute.
easy.
They're asking, do you ink? Did you ink your papers?
I did. On this particular set, I did. I used gathered twigs. You can see my well-loved gathered
That is
twigs.
a well-loved.
Yeah, that's what I used for this particular one. So every paper piece that I put on, I did add some ink, especially to the card edges. And I think this paper could go either cream or white for your card bases, and I used cream in this case.
Cool.
So those are the two big ones.
Okay.
Shall we go on?
Yes.
All right. So then I have four A2 size. This is another hexagon kind of themed card. And so I just used a smaller hexagon die and just die cut it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times from the pattern paper. And yeah, one of the smaller ones in a set like this.
Okay, we do have hexagon dies in stock. This is Kaiser Craft. It's $21.99 and you get 5 sizes.
So with this design, the hexagons start at the lower left and they kind of flow to the upper right. And then I left some blank space here and some blank space here. So the design just kind of goes diagonally up the card. And then I put a cluster of flowers down here, and these are just die cut flowers that have been layered, a couple of leaves, and then one of the sentiments from the set. And of course I had to use my Nouveau drops in the center.
Love, love. Do you have any of your cut apart paper here that we could just show them what you used?
I think
to...
I used all of the
Okay,
cut apart
all
paper.
right, all right.
But I do have these 2 pieces left. I think that's all I have left.
And we've shown it, so I know. I think our viewers know
Yeah.
what we're referring to.
So, yeah, on this or a similar sheet, there are some greetings that I
Yes.
just cut out.
Cool.
Yeah.
And notch the edge, which I
Yeah.
love.
Yeah, super
that adds
easy.
a lot.
It's just a little detail that I think adds a lot. And of course, I added Nouveau drops in the center. So whenever I do a cluster like this, I try to pop one up. So this particular larger flower is popped up, and then the other 2 are lower,
Okay.
just to kind of feature one. And then for this card, this is another A2 size card. And for this one, I used another one of those great border strips. And then just another panel of paper. And here, I used the die that was in the die set.
And I love how you layered it like that.
Well, thank you. Instead of using the entire die, I just cut it off here and then just layered 2 pieces of it. And I just wanted it to kind of go up one side of that circle.
I love that.
So it was just a fun, different way to use it. And then I fussy cut some pumpkins, because of course we have to fussy cut once in a while. And then added just some greenery.
The greenery that Janet used on these particular cards is the die set that came with the collection pack. There's this one that's an option. This is Funky Wreaths. And then Janet has also used punches in some of her cards. Not this particular set, but other cards. And then we also have this one. This one's called Funky Floral number 3.
Yes.
And it too has some foliage in it.
Yes, in fact, I think I did use this somewhere in this project, but definitely I have done something very similar with this particular die and this die and this die. These 3 would work super, super well for this down
Okay.
here. I use this set of dies all the time. This is like my all-time favorite.
Oh, my.
So yeah, highly recommend.
You heard it.
Highly
You
recommend.
heard it from the
It's an
expert.
endorsement. So that was another really easy card. Of course, corner rounded 2 of the corners on this one.
Your cards are just spectacular,
Oh
Janet.
gosh, Dawn. Thank you. Okay, so here are 2 more. And this one is really easy. I guess I've got something on that. But it's got a strip of that border. You know, I like that wood border.
Yep.
Across the bottom just to kind of ground it. And then I used one of the stitched rectangles from the set.
I'm going to start using those. I need that.
They are really awesome, Dawn.
That
And it
adds
just
so much. Exactly.
And so all I was looking for here was like something to ground my my pretties. And so I just die cut that from a piece of your solid paper from the kit, added a little sentiment, and then I just fussy cut some flowers from, I think maybe even one of the cut aparts. Pop those up with some leaves, and that's all there is to it.
Amazing.
So I like a card sometimes with a lot of white space. I just kind of like that clean look that gives. And this one, I guess this is a business in the back and party in the front card. For this one, all the, excuse me, I'm going to lose my voice. All of the background is made from the stitched rectangles. So I just die cut and layered several from the pattern
Wow.
paper. And then all the pattern, or all the fancy, is on the band. So the band just slips over the top of it, hopefully. And then just lands right in the center of that.
Rosetta says Hallmark cards don't begin to compare to Janet's cards.
Oh, you guys.
I agree.
That's so sweet, Rosetta.
And Angie would like to know what you use to round the corners.
Just a corner rounder, similar to that one.
So it's just a corner rounder and a little bit of the, like this one is a large one. I think it's like 10. I think this one might be a 10, like a 10, 10 millimeter. And that's what you would want. It does do a nice size corner.
Yeah. That's probably the size that I use the most. So I think we're doing okay. So I guess the last two cards I have are hexagon shaped.
So let's just, all right, so that's just a band.
It's just a band.
Then, yep, okay.
Yep, with some flowers glued to the front of it. So
Wow,
when that
cute.
lands in there, it just completes the card.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
those two
that's
things
fun.
work together. So I wanted to do a couple of shaped cards since I kind of have a loose hexagon theme going on. So I die cut from some regular card bases like these, a hexagon shaped card, and I'll show everybody how to do that in just a second. And then on the front, I just cut and layered some additional hexagons out of the paper. Really,
Cool.
It's very, very simple. And for choosing something like this, like when I die cut the hexagon piece out of that, I'll show you what I do, or how my thought process goes. Anyway, I'll just use this circle. I would just take a piece of paper and I would just start laying a die over the top of it. And then when I find an area that I think looks pretty through the shape, that becomes the front of my card. So it's as simple as that. So
if you have paper in your stash that you're not really fond of the whole paper,
Right.
but it's got a floral image on it, what a great way to use it, Janet. I love that idea.
Yeah,
And
so-
just cut out the shape and you've got a whole new looking paper.
exactly, and it can even be paper that you don't really like. And
Right.
it totally changes the look of it. Here, this paper is super easy to do with this because every time you turn around, there's something beautiful. But you can just choose an area that you like and make that the focal point of the card. Excuse me, and there doesn't really need to be much else on the front.
Right.
So, and here's
Right.
another one I did using the same idea. I cut out some pumpkins, and then to the front of it, I added some additional flowers.
And you put
that's
hearts
it.
in the middle of your
Yeah,
flowers. I would not have thought to do that.
Well,
That's really
I
cute.
believe those are in the die set.
Oh, the little heart is?
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Somewhere I have that.
I don't think I've noticed that.
Yeah, I believe they are.
Oh
So
my
they're the cutout
gosh.
piece that comes out of that flower.
Oh my gosh.
So I just thought, why not?
Cute idea, Janet.
So, well, thank you. So all of these things then fit within the portfolio. And then inside the back of each side, I have 4 envelopes that fit, and they're all lined. And I'll show you how to line the envelopes as well.
Very fun.
So, any questions so far?
I think everybody is loving your cards. Great, great
Oh,
ideas.
great. Well, we'll kind of set this to the side so we don't have too much pandemonium. And I'll show you how to make this
What do
portfolio.
you use to make those little cards? Well, Angie, I think Janet is going to show. I see
I
something set up over
am.
here, so I think she's going to show us
am.
that.
I am. So I have a pattern. I want everybody to know I have a pattern and I have a blog post ready with a lot of instructions for the portfolio and a lot more details about the cards. So if you want to make some cards that are similar, the blog post will be up later today and it will have all of that information. So, but I do have patterns, and this is what they look like. So the portfolio itself starts with a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, and I'll just walk you through the pattern and then I'll do one for you. You start out with 12 by 12 and you're going to trim the length to 10.5 inches. So that's the first step. Then you're going to make 2 score marks down the center at 5.5 inches and 6.5 inches. So that's these 2 lines here. And then you're going to score up from the bottom at 2.5 inches and 3 inches. So that forms this part. And then this center part here, you don't need that anymore. So you're just going to cut that away. And that is this part here. And I want to, this is a quiz. Does anybody notice any similarities to Chris's project from yesterday?
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
immediately.
Of course, yeah. So if you look at Chris's project from yesterday, just like two sides of it, the bottom of her portfolio is really similar. So it has a little bit of a thickness there, and then you cut out that center here. So that part folds up in very much the same fashion.
So this was the project we showed yesterday. So if you missed it and you're interested, it is on our live videos from yesterday. That was Chris's project.
So very, very similar in terms of how the mechanics of how it works. So let's go ahead and put one together. So we have a sheet of the purple that was included as our recommended purple for this. And I'm just going to cut it down to 10.5 inches long. So move the left part over here and just cut off to 10.5 inches. And add in my scoring blade. Now the instructions will tell you to score at 5.5 inches and 6.5 inches. So go ahead and put that in. I like to score on the smooth inside of the cardstock, not on the textured side. So 5.5 inches is the first score line. 6.5 inches is the second. So now we have that. So that makes our spine.
Okay.
And now we need to score the other direction at 2.5 inches and 3 inches. So we'll tuck this in here and we'll do 2.5 inches. So I'm putting the left part of my paper at 2.5 inches and then move it over to 3 inches, like so. And that gives us our bottom part.
Bonnie says she loves it all, Janet.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. Okay, so just like Chris did yesterday, we have to cut out this part. And I'm not going to use my trimmer. I'm just going to use my scissors because you can do it either way, but this will probably just be faster. Since we're on live TV,
Yes.
so I'm just using my scissors to cut up those score lines, including this piece because you don't need all of that. So on my diagram, it's the part that is,
Go to the second scored line.
yeah. And this won't be perfect, but it'll get the job done for today.
I hope somebody's making this at home while you're doing this. I just think it's really fun.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's really super easy. And I think once you make one, you're going to see, oh gosh, this is super, super easy. You might want to just kind of go over those lines to make sure that they're nicely
Creased.
nicely creased, yeah. So that's basically it. That gives you your nice thick box. You know, I thought too, based on what Chris said yesterday, she's an influencer. You remember how she covered the spine?
Yeah, I did the spine.
I didn't cover the spine, but I think that would be really
I think it would be
fun.
very
and that
pretty.
would add. Okay, so now we have the basic part of the portfolio. We need to make the band. So, like I said, I saw a couple of ideas for bands, but I thought they were complicated. So I decided to make a simpler band. So I started with two pieces that are cut to 3 by 12, and they're scored at the same points that we scored the portfolio at 5.5 and 6.5. You just cut 2 of them, and you just glue them together.
That's
Like
easy
so.
enough.
And
Wow.
that makes your box. And
Wow.
that goes around it. So
Okay.
super. I love how that came together. So I decided to use a contrasting color. I'm using white for today's example. And I cut these to 3 by 12. So the first thing I'm going to do is score at 5.5 inches, which is easy to remember because that's what we just did, and 6.5. So those 2 score lines. And then we're going to do 5.5 inches and 6.5 inches again.
Yes, the coordinating cardstock is in stock, Corrine. And you'll find that under the Enchanted Autumn tab.
So just like that.
That's pretty easy,
Isn't that-
Janet.
It's pretty easy. Like, I love things that are easy.
Right.
And normally I would recommend that you use score tape, like the 1/2-inch score tape or any score tape that you have. But just for purposes of today's demo, I'm just going to use my regular Sometimes when you're on live TV, it's hard to get it to go exactly right.
Always.
So you just glue both sides together, basically. That's it. That's all there is to it. So I love that it's easy to remember. So I thought then I would just go ahead and finish this project so you can see what it would look like with the band decorated. Does that sound okay?
Sure.
All right. If you want to show everybody the band of this one, we'll kind of see what direction that we're going. You could see with that, I decorated the band. And so we'll do that now. So the first thing though I want to do is I cut 2 panels of paper to cover the insides like this.
Oh, that's cute.
And you could do literally anything that you wanted here. But I thought, well, since I have this paper left, I think I could make this into a pretty cute looking portfolio.
Very cute.
So, and I love, Dawn, that in the collection that you guys designed, there are so many color palettes. This has a totally different look than that one.
Right. Right.
So there's just so many different directions you can go color-wise. So we're just adding a little bit of color across the bottom.
I like the white on the
so.
purple.
The white is really striking. Now for this portfolio, I've kind of felt like the paper was reading more cream. So I used cream on that one. So like I said, you can go a lot of different directions with the paper. So kudos to you guys for designing it that way. Okay, now I suppose this won't go on. Yeah, there we go. So it's going to be easier to work with if the box is full, and so I don't have mine full now. But you'll get how this is going to work. So for the front of it, I'm just going to add a little piece of pattern paper. Again, this is from the collection, and you can do whatever colors you want. And you know what, Dawn? I actually forgot to do my first panel. This is going to go underneath here.
Oh, fun.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's
I would glue that
beautiful.
down, but I'm not going to take the time to do that.
Sure.
Now. That should be glued down. So this was my color inspiration for the whole rest of the portfolio. And then here, instead of the hexagon die, I just used a circle die. And I used a smaller one to just die cut a piece of the pattern paper that I thought was really pretty.
I would love to know what you cut that out of to make it.
Which paper?
Yeah, because I love that image. That's a
know,
beautiful image.
I think it's pretty too. We'd have to study the paper.
And
Unfortunately,
figure out.
I have none left.
Yeah, Janet's used all her paper pack.
So now we've got the.
Oh my gosh, Janet, that's so cute.
This piece. You know what I would like to do? I'm going to scooch this over a little bit to the left. I'm trying to think how I wanted to put this together. What I did with this is, since the paper is a little bit thinner, I just added a piece of craft cardstock
Okay.
below it to make
give it
it
a
a
little
little,
stiffer.
so that it would stand up just a little bit better. And I think I forgot to bring pop dots, but that's okay. So I would just add this here. And then I brought a few little die cut greenery pieces.
Gosh, that's
and
beautiful.
Normally, well, thank you. Normally I would probably use like a liquid glue or something, but today, just for purposes of expediency, I'm just going to tack them down with this. So oftentimes what I will do is I'll just grab one of these and I'll just tear it to make it a little bit shorter. A couple little greenery pieces, like so. I'm kind of just making this up as I go. And then, let's see, I think I brought some.
And is
Blue
that
dots.
the greenery from here? Or would you know what greenery that is that you're using?
That is from there.
Okay.
No. It's from here? No, not from here, is it?
I really like that greenery. We'll figure it out.
I do know where it
figure
is.
it out.
It's from the Bloom
Bloom.
colorized die set
Oh, okay. All right.
by Tim Holtz.
All right. Very good.
So,
good to know.
and I brought that, and I do not see it now. And I've also lost my glue dots. Oh well. Oh well.
I've got Janet a little flustered, but oh my gosh, this is just so cute.
Well, thank you. So I'm just going to add these little flowers on, and I just die cut several from the pattern paper, or the solid pattern paper. the solid pattern paper. And I just think they add so much. And you can just do as much or little as you want there. And then I thought maybe we should finish with some glue, some Nuvo drops. Always test your Nuvo drops first on a scrap piece of paper just to make sure.
Dorothy says she's going to send this to her sister in the retirement home.
Oh, it would be perfect.
she would love that.
It would be perfect for someone who doesn't have a lot of space, but still wants to stay connected, you know, and send out cards. So how easy is that?
Beautiful, Janet.
So
Just
easy.
beautiful.
Well, thank you.
My goodness,
So
I like that.
this should be glued down.
That's okay. We get that.
You
get
understand that.
we do. Love
So that
it.
is how you make the portfolio. Now, I also thought it would be good to have a plan if you didn't maybe want to make the big size portfolio and you maybe wanted to make a smaller portfolio. So I thought maybe I could figure out a way to just make the same size portfolio and cut it down to make a smaller one. So basically, if you want to make a portfolio that would only hold up to an A2 size card, you would start out by making the same portfolio again, and then I figured out how much to cut off of it to turn it into a smaller portfolio.
Okay.
So it would end up this size.
All right.
So super easy. So all you have to do is make the same portfolio again.
Oh, and Marcia, you're right. It's add postage stamps when giving it as a gift. I love that idea.
So this is the same size portfolio that I just made. To turn it into an A2 version, you're going to cut an inch and a half from the top. So I've got my portfolio here. I'm going to put my blade in. I'm going to cut an inch and a half from the top just to make it a little shorter.
What is the dots called? Are you referring to her dot adhesive? She's using the Tombow dot adhesive, or I'm not sure. Oh, are you referring to the dots that she added with the Nuvo?
Oh.
She added Nuvo crystal drops, and she used raspberry pink is what she used for the dots of her flowers.
So I cut an inch and a half from the top of the regular size portfolio that I just made, and I'm going to cut a half an inch from each side.
Okay.
And that's going to size it down so that if you don't want to make A7 cards, and some people don't like to make the big size, you can just use it for the smaller size. So now we have a small portfolio. Isn't that cute? So that'll work for small one. And then for the bands, you're going to make the same band again, but instead of a 3-inch wide band, it's just going to be a 2-inch wide band. And then you're going to cut a half an inch from each end. So again, cut 2 pieces that are 2 by 12, score it in the same place, and then just cut an inch or a half an inch off either end. And then you've got 2 smaller bands that will fit around your smaller portfolio. So just like that. And you're going to put them together in the same way. So just like so. Very, very
good.
easy.
Angie, you keep asking questions away. She says she's trying to write this all down and watch her grandkids.
You don't need to write anything down, Angie.
Yeah, you watch your grandkids. And then Janet is going to post this on our blog.
Yes, I have detailed instructions, even with step-by-step written out for you. So it won't be hard at all for you to know how to do. So again, you can make a full-size portfolio that will accommodate up to a 5x7 card, or you can make the same portfolio and then cut it down so that it will accommodate up to an A2 size card.
Very good.
Does that all make sense?
Yes.
All right, so that's that.
And we love the questions, always.
Oh, the questions
so keep
are
asking
awesome.
questions, because if you
Yes.
have a question, we know somebody else has the exact same
Yes.
question.
And let me show you everyone real quick how to line an envelope. So this is an envelope that I just grabbed from home, and it's a white envelope. This portfolio has a cream envelope. And you'll just cut a piece of paper that fits inside the envelope. And the depth of it can kind of vary depending on how much paper you have, quite honestly. This one I think is cut to about 5 by 5. So I want it to be deep enough that it fits down in the envelope past the opening of the envelope. And then I want it to be narrow enough so that it doesn't interfere with the diagonal lines. So I cut it just a little bit narrower than the envelope itself. So this, I believe, measures, I'll just double check it, I think it's 5 by 5. So 5 by 5. Now the important thing about lining an envelope then is to look at the fold and look at where the adhesive starts. And you're just going to measure the distance between the fold and the bottom of the adhesive. So in this case, I don't know if you, can you see that, Dawn? I think it's about 1.5 inches.
Yep,
About
exactly.
1.5 inches. Okay, that's the important number to remember. You're just going to bring it over to your trimmer or your scoring board, and you're going to score 1.5 inches, that same measurement, down from the top edge of your pattern paper. And then just fold that. That's going to be the top part of your liner. You're just going to line that fold that you just made, that score line that you just made, line that up with the score line on the envelope. So the two of those are together. Your adhesive only goes here. So the part that's down in your envelope, you don't want to put any adhesive on that because that's just going to cause trouble. You just need your adhesive here and here. And then just line that up.
Perfect.
And it's done. And I think it's just such a nice presentation when you have a lined envelope, and I try to always do that. And it doesn't even have to be the same paper. If you can just find like a coordinating paper scrap, and if you just think, well, I only need a 5 by 5 piece or thereabouts, it doesn't take a lot of paper to line envelopes. So any questions about that?
Jan would like to know, will you have the layer dimensions for the inside of the A2 portfolio?
I believe I did include those.
Very good.
If so, if not, what I would say is you can do that either way. On this case, I wanted a little bit of green to show. If you wanted to cover that entire piece up, you would just make it a little bit wider. So you can do whatever you want with this. And when you get it done, all you would have to do is just measure that and then just cut it a little bit smaller if you'd like.
Yeah.
So great question. But I do think I haven't looked at that blog post in a while, but I think I have quite a bit of detail on it.
Wonderful.
So let's talk about this, Dawn, real quick, because I think making shaped cards is a super fun way to get more out of your dies. And basically, you can do this with any shape of die that you have in your collection of dies. So if you have circle dies, if you have scallop circle dies, hexagon dies, anything like that, once you get the hang of it, you'll see the possibilities. So I started with a regular A2 size card base. So just a regular pre-made card base, or you can use cardstock, but you want to start out with it folded in half at the normal halfway point. And then you'll need a die cutting machine, and I chose out of my my hexagon die set the biggest die.
Okay.
So you want your card to be as big as possible. And you're going to put it in your die cutting machine such that the top of the die is just past the fold. Now, if you put this die on here such that all the cutting surface is on the surface of the card, you're going to not end up with a hinged card.
You'll
You'll
have
have two
hexagons.
hexagons. So you need to just scooch this up so that it's past the fold. And just to be on the safe side, this is what I would always do, is just take a piece of washi tape and stick the whole operation down so that it doesn't get away from you and slip as you're going through your die cutting machine. So put your top plate on and roll it through. And I'll just pull this off kind of carefully. And now we have our shaped card.
Awesome. Very love that.
Isn't that easy?
It's a great tip.
It's really not hard at all. And once you see how to do it, you will enjoy doing it. Now, here's my issue with shaped cards. I like my shape to be full size. And you can see this got a little squatty. When I ran it through, we lose a little bit of the top part of the shape. because we cut that part off or we didn't use that part. So the way to rectify that so that you end up with a nicely shaped card front is to cut a second, a full-size hexagon out of a coordinating paper and just add that to the front of your card. So now what the viewer sees or what the recipient sees is a full-size shape. It's not cut up at the top. Am I making sense, Don?
Yeah, show us the back of that. Put it on there and then show us.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. So you're just going to add, you're going to see a little bit over the top back, but I think that is a small price to pay for having a complete full-size shape on the front. And I would say you always want to make sure you're choosing a pattern that is solid on the back. It doesn't. You don't want it to have like some words or something on the back. So that's what you're going to get now that you've added that full shape.
Perfect.
So you do see a little bit of that. That
But it
doesn't bother
doesn't
me.
no, doesn't
doesn't
matter.
bother me. So let's finish this card, okay? So I just die cut another smaller panel from the pattern paper. And you know what this one is from? This is from that large piece that says gratitude.
Oh, sure.
And you can
Yes.
see it's from that piece.
Oh,
so
my
that's where that
gosh.
came from.
Okay.
So I think we've seen this used in a variety of different ways.
But never like this. I love that.
I'm sorry I cut
Thinking
it apart, you guys.
outside the box.
I'm sorry I cut it. But I love the colors of this.
Maybe somebody else doesn't like that particular piece, and now you've given them a whole new reason.
Well, I just thought it was so pretty, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but this particular green is just a little different.
It's a little brighter.
It's a little brighter. So I just die cut greenery from that same. I just die cut greenery from that same piece, so as to pick up a little bit of that green. So we're just going to finish this card. So I pre-pop dotted a grateful heart, and I think I had it over here. I don't even remember how I was intending to make this card now. Just add a little bit of something. Oh, here's my glue
Sure.
dots.
You had them all
I
along.
was organized and didn't even remember. So we're going to add a couple of little glue dotted flowers. When you're using glue dots, a lot of people struggle with these. What you want to do is take your die cut piece or your punch and just touch it to the glue dot and just pick it up on the back. And you might even pick up one on your nail. So just touch it and it just lifts right up, and then it can go on your card. So we're just going to add a couple of these little dudes. And then we'll just add a little bit of this pretty greenery.
I like how she just rips it.
I just tear it. Just tear it. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but I just want it to be, it's really there for color. And I think let's add, oh, you know what I brought? I brought this.
Oh.
I think this is really pretty. This
That
is a
is
new color for
Copper
me.
Penny.
Copper Penny, and I'm into it. I'm really into
She's testing
I'm
it.
into it.
You're into it.
I am. It's my new color. So let's test it first, and I did. I'm just going to add, let's do like 3 little dots on each flower. Isn't it fun to make a shaped card, Dawn? I
Yes.
just think it's just it's a little unexpected.
Your cards are amazing, Janet.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
And that's literally made with scraps from what I had left from other projects. So
Gosh.
super, super easy. So
Love it. Love it, love it,
that
love
is
it.
it.
Wow.
That is it.
That's everything, Janet?
think
That was
that's
a lot.
everything,
That was a lot. Wow, wow, wow. Well, Janet, thank you very, very much.
You are
I
so
love the
welcome.
portfolio. I
You're so
love the
welcome.
cards, the band.
So
I almost
easy.
put my finger in.
Yeah, don't put your finger in that.
Be careful.
And Kelly, did you see this? How she added the hearts?
The little hearts.
In this for the flower centers. I love that. Thank
So-
you very
I'm gonna
much,
make
Janet.
those cards.
I know, me
Well,
too.
thank you. Watch for the blog post later today. I have to get home and get that all ready, but it has a lot of extra details.
And all the measurements, and Janet has lots of good pictures.
Yes.
Good job. Love it. Love it. Love
right.
it. Well, I think Kelly.
We have a bonus.
Oh, a bonus
Let me
today.
borrow your microphone
sure.
too, real quick so I don't have to yell. Well,
We love bonus projects.
Well, we have a bonus project because Penny came in today, and if you remember what Chris created yesterday, the little wallet. Let me scooch this out of the way, Dawn.
Which is this right here. This is what
Oh,
Chris
we have
did
it
yesterday.
Still. Good. I didn't know it was still here. So this is what Chris made yesterday, and you can see it on our video if you want, or check out our blog post that Janet linked. And it's kind of like a little wallet, really, a little folio that folds up. Chris, we love it, absolutely love it. So Penny went home and made one for her new daughter-in-law. So I
my
told her,
gosh.
Penny, good job. She's starting off right as a mother-in-law.
Yes.
And her daughter-in-law's left-handed. So what Penny did
Oh.
was, this ties on the right, and she made it tie on the left. So let's open up Penny's.
That's so thoughtful.
And speaking of gnomes, she used gnome for the holidays, Halloween,
Okay.
which we did get several of those collections back in. So I know. I told her she's going to get a lot of points.
Yes. Yes.
Those of us that have daughter-in-laws know about getting points. Okay, so I'm going to open it up. And then
goodness.
she did the same, really cute
Oh,
paper.
my
And she's got the
goodness.
stickers in there, and she's got a little pocket here with tags. And she said this is like her son and daughter-in-law's first holiday together.
Oh.
And her daughter-in-law loves Halloween, so these are from the.
So what is she gonna put? What's she gonna put in here to give to her daughter?
I don't know. I don't know if it's for their pictures, maybe, of their first Halloween together.
Oh, cute.
But Penny, nice job. She even has some of Katie's junk bows.
It's adorable.
And this is actually a little different for a junk bow because she didn't tie it around it. She like looped it like with the ribbon.
If the broom fits. Oh, that's so cute.
So Penny,
job,
very
Penny.
nice, very nice. And it just folds up. And what I love is that, has anybody else thought to tie something on the left
No.
for a left-handed
No,
person?
that would not have ever even occurred to me. I
So-
love that. Very thoughtful.
And so there she made it with the gnome for the holidays, Halloween. So Penny, thanks for bringing that in and sharing it today.
that is good inspiration for
It
everybody.
is. And thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Janet. And really a big thanks to our entire staff who
Yes.
have been rocking the Enchanted Autumn. So we couldn't have done it alone. And we've had some great projects. And we're not done yet.
No, we're not done.
We've got another week, don't we? Like maybe 5 more days?
Yes.
5 more days.
Kathy said, I just love how all the memory bound gals inspire and influence each other. Well, absolutely. I
Yes.
have to say, I have learned so much this past year from all the staff and all their wonderful ideas and techniques.
very true.
and- oh my gosh.
It's very true. I want to go home and make this,
Me
Dawn. I
too.
want to make all of these.
No, I want that other one. I wanted
the wet one?
The wet
one
one.
with the wet Nouveau drops?
Oh, don't hide it. Don't hide it. That one. That's the one I want to go home and make. But I have to get some hexagon dice. And so the 2 dice that Janet used a lot today is the stitched rectangle stacks from My Favorite Things. It's $30.99. And you'll find that under dies in My Favorite
I need that
Things.
one. I do not have a
Well,
stitched
wait,
rectangle.
let me get mine first because I want
There's
that
2
too.
left, Dawn.
And then the hexagon die from Kaiser Craft, it's $21.99, and you'll find that under dies and probably miscellaneous
I
vendors.
looked it up this morning.
And there's circles and there's scalloped, so we have lots.
Can I offer a word of warning?
Yes.
Once you start die cutting panels with the stitched hexagon die for the front of your cards, you're only going to want to do that from here on out.
Yeah, you
Because
won't
it
want just plain.
Yeah, instead of just a cut edge, it just finishes the edge so nicely.
Looks
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you, friends, for watching. We're so glad you were with us today and saw Janet's wonderful video. And Kelly, I really like your shirt
Oh,
today.
thank you, Dawn. It's new. Went shopping with my mom, and
Oh.
she picked it out. So
Oh
thanks,
my
Mom.
gosh. All right. We'll see you. We'll be back here tomorrow at 9:30 a.m.